Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I am excited to do another episode of Grammar Monday. In today's video, we will be talking about the verb extension causative form. This is usually indicated by the isha and esha at the end. So if you want to learn how to do that, how to create such verbs, this is the video for you. I hope you find it enjoyable, and I will talk to you again soon. The first verb extension that we're going to be talking about is the causative verb extension, otherwise known as Kauli ya Kutendesha in Swahili. So here we have an example of a simple sentence. I am reading, right? So what if I wanted to say, I made them read? How would I say that? Now, what you need here is the causative verb extension. This is usually indicated by the verb ending in isha or esha. I will show you how that looks like shortly. So in this particular case, the sentence will be ni, li, wa, somesha. So please refer to the introductory video that I just did about how to break down your verb so that you know why we are saying this. Ni, li, wa, somesha. The difference is at the end of this verb, we now have esha. As opposed to just soma, now we have somesha. So in this video, this is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to find out when do you say esha and when do you say isha. And I will show you how to make several sentences that have this pattern. So here I have a few verbs. Soma, which we all know means read. Pika for cooking. Uza for sell. Enda for go. Anza for start. So what we're trying to do here, we want to transform these verbs into causative form. That means somebody or something is causing this action to happen. So what do? First of all, you need to look at the vowel in the root of the verb. So how do we do that? The root of the verb really is, let me put this back here. The root of the verb is that part of the verb that does not change. Let's bring this back up here. Okay, so in a word like soma, som would be your root, peak would be your root, uz would be your root, and would be your root, and ans would be your root. So you look at the vowel in that root, and that is what you use to determine what the extension will be. So for instance, in the verb soma, the vowel in the root is, yeah, you got it, that is all. So we know that it's going to come up here and end with somesha. So what you simply do, you take the root of the verb and then simply attach the extension esha to it, and that gives us somesha. Let us try that with the verb pika. You take pki. So what do you think it's going to be ending with? The verb is I. The vowel in the root is I. We come up here and we find our I. So we know we are going to fix the isha into it. So that would be pikisha. Okay? And then we have uza. So what is the vowel? U. We come up here to a little chart and we find u. So we know uza is going to be up there. Somebody made somebody sell something. All right. So, and what do? Okay, we come down here. We say and plus, what is the verb? The vowel is E. So we come down here and we're like, okay, esha is the end. So we come up and write endesha. How about anza? A is the vowel we go up here, we find it, and then anzisha. Okay, so this is pretty much how you create the verb that has a causative verb extension. We're going to make it a little bit more complicated, or we're going to make it grow. So let's do one more thing. Okay, so I have a sentence here, mother made me cook. So we're trying to find a practical application for this causative verb extension. What does that look like? How would you say that? So we have mama, now made me cook. This whole thing here is what is indicated by either isha or esha. And the verb for cook is, yeah, we just used it. So that is pika. But we want to say made me cook. So we're going to use this word here because we'd already created it. There's no need to do it again. So pikisha. Again, what I simply did, I took the root of the verb and attached the isha because the root of the verb, the vowel in the root of the verb is up here, which corresponds to the extension isha. So, but this doesn't make any sense by itself. So what is the subject prefix for mother? It will be a. And then what tense are we working with? Past tense, li. And then who did she make cook? Me. So the object infix for me is ni. And there we have it. Mama alinipikisha chakula. Again, if you have trouble with how to break down verbs, please go and have a look at the previous videos that I've done about how to create a verb in Swahili. Okay, let us continue. Here's one that we use all the time. He drove the car. But when you really think about it, driving is making the car move. So in this particular case, we are going to use the verb enda, which is go. And as we had already conjugated it into endesha, we simply took end and affixed esha at the end because it has e in its root. Okay, so endesha. So he made the car move. So he would be a, and then li, 4 tense, and then endesha gari. But we don't have an object infix for car. So what would that be? Li. So li endesha gari. If you want to find out how to make, how to identify the object infix according to the noun classes, I would suggest you take the 101 course, which breaks down your noun classes in demonstratives and all the object infixes according to noun classes to make your life much easier. But if you're already comfortable, this is how we use that. So aliliendesha gari. Is that clear? A for he, li for tense, li for the object infix, and then endesha, the verb enda conjugated into the causative form. Okay, let us continue. So how do you think we would say the teacher made the students read? This is yours to try. The teacher made the students read. I'll give you a few seconds to work on it. Did you say mwalimu aliwasomesha wanafunzi? Mwalimu aliwasomesha wanafunzi? If you did, well done. If not, I'll give you another opportunity. How would you say, I will start the meeting? Or I will make the meeting start. So how would you say that? I'll give you a few seconds to work on it. Did you say nitaanzisha mkutano? Nitaanzisha mkutano. Once again, ni is for I, ta is for tense, anzisha is to make, start mkutano. So what I'd like to invite you to do is take a few verbs and try to see if you can play around with them to turn them into the causative form. It simply is when the actor is making the object in the sentence do a particular thing. That's how you transform a regular sentence into the causative form. It's just another way to conjugate a Swahili verb. So if you have any problems, please try to go through it again. And I'm always around to ask questions. Email me, or if you want me to look at whatever verbs you've conjugated, I am very happy to grade them for you. So I will see you when we do the other forms of verb extension.